Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1969 Seattle Pilots What If scenario. Today's matchup features the Chicago White Sox versus the Seattle Pilots at Sick's Stadium. On the mound for the White Sox today is Tommy John, whose record is 3-1 with a .080 ERA. And pitching for the Pilots today is Mudcat Grant, whose record is 1-2 with a .420 ERA. And so, despite 6 total errors yesterday, four by the Pilots, we managed to hang on and win the final game of the series versus the California Angels. And I know that I had said that at the end of the month, that is typically when I start making roster decisions for this team. But I just can't do it anymore. Like, I could not sit there and start Ray Oyler when we have perfectly good options in AAA. I mean, better options anyway. So let me just show you what I did yesterday. We did get rid of one player. I did take Freddie's suggestion and see if I could, try to trade away these schlubs to some other team that needed some schlubs. But nobody needs schlubs. I mean, I think we all agree. So I ended up cutting our catcher, Freddie Velasquez. We dumped him, and I sent to AAA Steve Whitaker, who is batting .091. He did have that 1 3-run home run. And then Ray Oyler, I wanted to get rid of him, but because of his contract, I would have had to have paid him like $8,000, which is worth it to get rid of him. But we don't have although we do have a ton of cash, like we're not projected to make a lot of profit this year. So I guess if the worst case scenario is we have to hold him in AAA until the end of the year and then just let him go, that's okay too. He's not hurting anybody there. Billy Williams, I wanted to get rid of. Holy crap, we are stuck with this clown until 1971. It would have cost us $18,000 to dump Billy Williams. So a guy who never played in the major leagues would cost us $18,000 at age 36 to get rid of him. So again, we're stuck with that guy for another couple seasons until it seems more feasible to get rid of him. So what I did is I brought up a few players here, starting with Gary Sutherland. He's a player that we got from the Expos with an outfielder, Don Bosch, who we also called up. So he's essentially going to be a guy who's going to play middle infield, not particularly well. He's going to be a backup, bench guy, a pinch hitter, and an occasional starter. Here is Don Bosch. As I've just mentioned, he did play in a couple of games for the Expos, and great defensively. That is awesome. Not particularly great hitter, as you can see by his ratings here, but he's got good speed, so he could be a pinch runner and then come in and play defensively if necessary. So that's good. He'll take over for Whitaker, who we used in right field as the substitute for Tommy Harper, who, of course, is terrible out there in right field. And then we called up John Pocabella, which will allow me to, do my Italian accent more often. And, yeah, he wasn't doing particularly well in Montreal either. We got him from Montreal in the same deal in which we got Mudcat, who's starting today. So not a lot of time. I mean, he's played several seasons in the in major leagues, but not a lot of plate appearances, only 384 at bats. So not a lot to go on there, but he's a perfectly good backup catcher. Certainly better than Velasquez, who was rated a 70. So yeah, that's what we did for our batters. Maybe that gives us a shot at having a little bit better of a lineup. Gordy Lund will get the starts at shortstop. He's been terrible also. So, I mean, we have real problems. We're facing Tommy John, who's a lefty today. So, Van Kelly would normally be in there versus righties. And all of our pitchers are the same. as we're just waiting for Steve Barber to come back from injury. Okay, so that's the plan. Let's go ahead and get started with today's game. As always, I appreciate everyone following along. Hit the like button or subscribe to the channel. We're sitting at 305 subscribers, which is pretty amazing. And this stretch of the last 28 months has been the most viewed in terms of hours viewed in the history of my channel. So I'm pretty excited about that. Maybe one of these days I'll get to the magic number of 4,000 hours in a year span. So that's the magic number if you want to make some money doing this, which would be fun. You know, I don't do it for the money, but it would be nice to put a little change in my pocket. Mudcat Grant, he is getting the start today. He's probably the pitcher that's going to be sent to the bullpen when we get Barber back. And I think Mudcat's been a good pitcher for us, but as you can see here, he doesn't strike anybody out, and that is a problem, in my opinion. All of the bullpen is available. And our lineup versus Tommy John, the left-hander, who's absolutely killed us the first time we faced him this year. The only difference is Gordy in there at shortstop today. Okay, let's go ahead and do the official lineup rundown for the Chicago White Sox, and then we will do a deep dive on Johnny Callison, because we've already done one on Tommy John, as this is the second series that we've played the Sox. Okay, leading off and playing right field is Johnny Callison. Batting second, playing first base is Bob Spence. Batting third in center field is Mack Jones. Batting cleanup, playing shortstop is Woodie Held. Batting fifth and catching is Don Pavletich. Batting sixth at third base is Bill Melton. Batting seventh in left field is Carlos May. And batting eighth, playing second base, is Ron Hansen, with Tommy John batting ninth and pitching today. Mudcat Grant, we just talked briefly about him. He is making his fourth start since his trade over here from the Expos. He's 1-2 with a 4.20 ERA. Not a lot of walks, which is good. Not a lot of strikeouts. Opponents are batting .259 against him. He's got that 89-mile-an-hour fastball, which is his best pitch. It's rated an 83. All his other pitches are below average. Overall rated a 78. The 33-year-old righty is a free agent at the end of the season. Okay, let's, well, you know what? I wanted to see, did he start against the White Sox? And if so, how did he do? Look at his log. No, he did not start against the Sox. Okay, let's take a look at our defense. And then we'll talk about Johnny Callison, which is a pretty interesting player. There it is, our defense for today. We have Gordy at shortstop, pretty solid shortstop. And we have our second baseman here, Fred Stanley, who's not great. Okay, leading off is Johnny Callison. Let's talk about him real quick, do our deep dive on the great Johnny Callison, four-time All-Star, MVP of the 1964 All-Star game, where he hit a game-winning home run. He was originally signed by the Chicago White Sox, as you can see right here. They traded him away to Philadelphia, where he spent a large portion of his career. They traded him for Gene Freeze. From 1962 to 1965, he led the National League in outfield assists, 23, 25, 20, and 21. So for a four-year span, he led the National League in outfield assists. He had a great arm. He also, in 1962, had 7 double plays in the outfield, which led the National League. And look at his defensive range, 12.7. That's not a stat they kept back then, but I mean, incredibly impressive outfielder. That was certainly one of his strong points. In 1966, he led the National League in doubles with 40, and in 1962, In 1965, he led the National League in triples. In 1969, in real life, he batted .265 with 16 home runs and 64 RBIs. It was his last year in Philadelphia. He was traded to the Cubs and eventually finished his career being traded to the New York Yankees, in which one of our players was involved, Jack Acker. He was traded for Jack Acker. So there you go, Johnny Callison. Awesome right fielder. Look at that, 94 arm. So we do not run on Johnny Callison. Okay, here he is, though, leading off against Mudcat Grant. Goes the opposite way for a base hit. So the leadoff man is on. Hey, at least we didn't walk him, as we did in what felt like every inning of that California series. So the leadoff man is on. Bob Spence is up. Spence, ground ball in the hole at short, and a double play. So Gordy Lund step it up. Ray Euler had 2 errors yesterday. That's what began the process of putting him on a bus for Vancouver, I guess, is where the AAA team is. And then also Rollins had 2 errors in yesterday's game, so our infield let us down. Gordy stepping up, though, as Mack Jones, with 2 down, pops it up to Hegan, and we know he doesn't make any errors. So we go to the bottom of the first inning. Let's take a look at the Pilots lineup rundown for today's ballgame. Batting leadoff in right field is Tommy Harper. Batting second at first base is Mike Hegan. Batting third at third base is Rich Rollins. Batting cleanup and catching today is Jerry McNertney. Batting fifth in left field is Tommy Agee. Batting sixth in center field is Wayne Comer. Batting seventh at second base is Fred Stanley. Batting eighth at shortstop is Gordy Lund. And batting ninth and pitching today is Mudcat. Okay, let's take a look at Tommy John. We just saw him in the last series, and he absolutely dominated us. Yeah, he did throw a complete game shutout. And in fact, he's got 2 shutouts in a row now, back to back. And I mean, he's only given up 4 runs on the entire season. So he's been pretty much lights out, making his 6th start, 3-1, 0.88 ERA, 17 Ks in 41 innings pitched. Opponents are batting .210 against him. 2 complete games in those 2 shutouts. Doesn't have a fastball, although his fastball tops out at 86 miles an hour. That doesn't seem accurate. He hasn't had his arm injury yet. His sinker is his best pitch, rated to 91. Fastball, not fastball. Spitball. He's got a spitball in his arsenal. How does a one-pitch pitcher throw shutouts back to back? I don't understand. Overall rated an 81, the 25-year-old lefty is a free agent coming up in 1972. There's the defense for the Chicago White Sox, and Woodie held horrible at shortstop. Rated a 64, and we mentioned before that Pavletich behind the plate has a terrible arm. A 67, so we could run rampant on him. Although a lefty on the mound will take the percentage points down a couple. Here's Tommy Harper leading off. Harper hitting a pop-up on the infield near second. Play is made by the second baseman Hansen, 1 down. Mike Hegan steps up, lefty on lefty, and he strikes out swinging. That will bring up Rich Rollins, and Don T wanted to know, as part of his skills, is he actually good at hitting and running? I don't know. We're going to look. Where is it at? Hit and run, 87. So, yeah, he's very good at hitting and running. It's not just a contact number. It's a situational number. And we can count on him more often than not, I think, as we have been. 2 down. Here's Rich Rollins. And Rollins hits a ground ball sharply to first. Bob Spence fields it, steps on the bag. We go to the top of the second. Okay, Woodie held the leading off against Mudcat Grant. Held cleanup hitter batting .250 with no dong. There's a line drive to right. Harper hustling over to make the play. Good job by him. One out. Here's Pavletich. He flips it to right, and there's a base hit for the Sox. So it's their second hit today. Pavletich getting his average up to .294, leading the team. Next man up is Bill Melton. Melton batting .259. He's got 4 home runs and a wild pitch from Grant. We'll move Pavletich over into scoring position. And like I said in yesterday's game, when that happens, it happens for a reason. The game just doesn't randomly wild pitch people. It's because there's a hit coming. 1-0 count to Melton, and it's a 2-run shot for his 5th home run. 2-0 White Sox. Carlos May with 1 out. Ground ball to Rollins at third. 2 outs. And that will bring up Ron Hansen, number 8 hitter, batting .182. He's got a couple home runs. A comebacker to Mudcat, and he tosses him out. So Bill Melton hit his team-leading 5th home run to give the Sox a 2-0 lead. We go to the bottom of the second with Jerry McNertney leading off. We moved McNertney to the cleanup spot. He's the best hitter in batting average, and he's got 3 home runs. We just can't keep running Tommy Agee out there in the cleanup role when he's not getting anything done. So we'll try to give him an opportunity to take a little pressure off and maybe start hitting. As McNertney walks, first walk for Tommy John, and that will bring up Tommy Agee. All right, 2-0 count to Agee. And he hits a high fly ball to center. Dives right around 393 feet, so not quite to the warning track. 1 out, here's Wayne Comer. This is the most hot and cold player we have. He had that 3-hit game followed by a 2-hit game, and then he completely stopped hitting. Here's a ground ball to short. McNertney, running on the play, is safe at second. The only play was to first. And at least we have a runner in scoring position. It will take the first hit of the ball game to score him. Let's see if Fred Stanley can come through. Stanley batting .207. There we go. Base hit to left. McNertney score. Oh no, it was caught. I thought he trapped it. Oh man, I want instant replay on that line drive to left. Just don't have them in 1969. Hope somebody's got a Polaroid picture of it. We go to the top of the third. We almost got on the board. Here's Tommy John leading off. He's batting .143 this year as he hits a gentle fly ball to left. Out number 1. Back to the top of the lineup with Johnny Callison. Slow roller to first. Hegan making the play. 2 outs. Here's Bob Spence, and he gets a base hit into right. 4 hits now for the White Sox. Almost had a 1-2-3 inning. It's going to bring up Mack Jones, only batting .185 with 4 home runs, so he's got some pop. Ground ball to Stanley, and that will end the inning. So we keep the Sox off the board. We go to the bottom of the third inning. Gordy Lund stepping up. It's Gordy, Grant, and Harper. And is he going to dump it into left field? There we go. Gordy Lund gets us on the board with a base hit. We are going to hold him at first. Great shot, Gordo. You ever seen Boogie Nights? I think it's William H. Macy. We can't talk about the scene, but great shot, Gordo. We're gonna sacrifice bunt with Mudcat Grant. They pull the third baseman in, so this is no guarantee. Ground ball to third with the bunt, and Lund does get over. Tommy John threw a couple spitballs there. Good execution by Grant. And here is Tommy Harper. Harper hanging in there at 282, 4 home runs. A ground ball to first. That will get Lund to third. So we have our first base runner 90 feet away. And a chance here for Mike Hegan to do something good. Hegan still leading the team in strikeouts as he flips it to left. Little rainbow that is caught by Carlos May for out number 3. So Tommy John, he's got 21 innings in a row, 21 scoreless innings in a row. Here's Woodie Held leading off. Held, fly ball to left. Play made by Agee, 1 out. Next man up is Pavletich. He had a base hit. First time through the lineup. Here's a line drive to short. Gordy Lund making the catch. 2 quick outs for Mudcat. That'll bring up Bill Melton. He went deep last time, and here he grounds out to third. So a nice 1-2-3 inning as it looks like Mudcat's settling in a little bit. We go to the bottom of the 4th. We got 3, 4, and 5 due up, starting with Rich Rollins. Rollins walks to lead off. I am going to hit and run here with McNertney. He doesn't really do anything well but bunt. Oh, he's got a 78 power and he's got 3 home runs. So I guess we can't complain about Johnny Werhas having 2 home runs against us. There we go. Ground ball into the hole, but held. Even with that terrible rating, has good range, good enough range to make the play on the catcher running to first. It does get Rollins over. And we need Tommy Agee to do something here. Come on, man. Striking out on a pitch 6 inches outside. Spitball. He struck out a spitball. That's gross. 2 down. Rollins on second. Here's Wayne Comer. I mean, the spitball isn't even a good pitch. It's rated 67, and yet Agee struck out on it. What are the ratings? What do they mean anything at all? I don't get it. I mean, if a pitch is rated a 67, how is it not going over the fence every time? I don't understand. We go to the top of the 5th inning. Carlos May leading off. It's the bottom 3rd of the lineup for the Sox. And an infield single. There's the 5th hit for the White Sox. Ron Hansen's up next. Hansen 0 for 1 today and a walk. Awesome. Totally awesome. Let's pull the infield. Wait. I guess we got to pull the corners in. We can't pull the infield in, I guess. We'll pull the corners in. I mean, John should be bunting here, but I don't know. Yep. A bunt to first. Everybody advances. There's 1 out. We got to pull the infield in now. We cannot let a run score. They are very precious to come by. All right. So 2nd and 3rd, 1 out. Infield in. Here's Johnny Callison. Full count. Ground ball to 3rd. Is that going to hold everybody? It does hold the runners as Callison is out at first. So great job there by Rollins looking back. May. We'll play regular depth now for Bob Spence, who, as a left-handed bat, is batting .326 versus righty, and he's slugging .605. So this is a, I mean, if we didn't have a lefty behind him, I'd just intentionally walk him here. But we're going to go after him. Here we go. 1-2 count to Spence, and he strikes him out. Good job by our boy there, Mudcat Grant. Our fish? Maybe I should call him our fish. I need a drink of my morning juice here. Okay. Good stuff. Bottom of the fifth inning. Tommy John at 55 pitches. Fred Stanley up. Here we go. Stanley, full count. Is that an infield single? It is. It kind of looked like a line drive, but I couldn't tell if it bounced on the infield and then, I don't know. It is a single. We'll take it. Okay, here's Gordy Lund. He's got the other hit today. We're going to let him swing away. He's proven that he can make contact. There we go. Base hit for Gordy. Stanley goes to third, and the Mudcat is coming out of the ball game here. We didn't pitch badly, but we got to take advantage of this opportunity. Do any of our bench guys hit lefties at all? Come on. There we go. Nope, nobody. Danny Walton does have a hit. All right. And he is the he's the highest rated batter we have. And he is our number one prospect according to the game, right? So we're going to let Danny Walton pinch hit here. Hey, I didn't pinch run him by accident like I did twice already this season. Thanks for not mentioning that, guys, too. I'm proud of you for not jumping on me there. It's first and third. We're going to let them swing away. They're not playing the infield in. And we're going to hope at least a run can score, even if it's a double play. Line drive to center. Base hit. There we go. Stanley scores. Oh, no, we're not going to run on Jones. This is a good defensive outfield. And the Tommy John scoreless streak is done at 22 innings. Pretty impressive. Nobody out, and our best hitter up. Tommy Harper. He's kind of gone cold. But one swing of the bat will get him off the schneid. Let's go here. Nobody out. Base hit to center. That'll get Gordy in. Runner goes to third. That's Walton. RBI single for Tommy Harper. The game is tied at 2. And there's nobody out. And they're playing back. So let's see if Hegan can get us a sac fly. He's prone to striking out, as we know, but it's lefty on lefty, so this is going to be tough for him. If we can just get through this at bat with only giving up one out, we'll have Rollins who can hit and run. Okay, here we go. Mike Hegan, first and third, nobody out, 2-1 count. That is going to be good enough to score Walton. And the Pilots take the... Wait, what? Oh, it's going to be a challenge. An 89 arm. Oh, man. Okay, we're going to do this. We're going to go for it. 90% chance. Walton says here he's only got 70 speed. That's inaccurate. But we're going to go for it. Here we go. Can he throw it 316 feet? He is safe at home. Okay. A little bit of drama there. And the Pilots have taken the lead. We're hitting and running with Rich Rollins. Harper on first. 1-2 count. Ground ball to second. Harper does advance. That will leave it up to McNertney here to drive in the fourth run of the inning. As I mentioned yesterday, he does lead the team with RBIs, with 17 RBIs. And there's a slow roller to Woodie held. Who makes an error? I can feel that coming. A throwing error by Woodie held. The run scores. Harper scores from second. McNertney goes to second. And it's 4-2 Seattle. Tommy John has thrown 20 pitches this inning. Here's Tommy Agee. 3-1 count. And Agee gets a base hit into center field. He's off the schneid. McNertney scores. It's 5-2. We have yet to chase Tommy John. We are going to send Agee here to second. 76% chance. Terrible catcher. A pitcher who doesn't have a fastball, although he is left-handed. And Agee's got 94 speed. Let's see if he makes it. Here we go. Keep the pressure on. Oh, come on. That pitch was 84 miles an hour outside, and he's thrown out at second base. That is the game wanting that inning to end. So, are we going to use Danny Walton? I'm going to say no, we're not. We'll keep Harper out there because we do have a 3-run lead. So we're going to bring in a relief pitcher. It's going to be Jerry Stevenson. He's been the most reliable reliever for multiple innings. As you can see here, he's pitched 8 games and he's thrown 16 innings. So we could count on him for 2 good innings. His ERA is 3.94. Opponent's batting average is 2.81. He's not impervious to the walk. He's got 8 walks already. But his fastball is 93 miles an hour. His screwball is his out pitch, though, rated an 81. The fastball's a 76. Overall, rated a 74. The 25-year-old righty is arbitration eligible at the end of the year. Okay, here we go. Jerry Stevenson on the mound facing Mack Jones here in the top of the 6th. Jones rips it into right. Caught by Harper. As that ball was in the air, I was thinking, oh, maybe I should have brought in a defensive replacement. But okay, so 1 out. Here's Woodie held, had that costly error. The inning was already getting away from the White Sox before it happened. As he flips it out to right. And Harper making the play. He has been very good out there despite that terrible rating. 2 down. Here is Pavletich. He does have a hit today, batting .290. And, of course, can't get through the inning without giving up a walk. Pavletich on first. Here's Bill Melton. He's already gone deep once today. 2 down. That was right down the middle. Ground ball to Rollins, and Rollins goes the short way to second for out number 3. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Tommy John still in there as Wayne Comer leads off. It's Comer, Stanley, and Lund. Comer strikes out for the 3rd K today for Tommy John. 1 down. Fred Stanley gets a base hit. Nicely done. Stanley's having a good ball game. Let's take a look at the in-game stats real quick. Yes, Stanley's 2 for 3 and Lund is 2 for 2. So the bottom of the lineup really coming through today. Lund belts it into center field. It gets down for a double and all the way to the wall. Gordy Lund, 3 for 3. RBI there, and that is his 2nd double of the season. 6-2, Seattle. Tommy John, he was due to get to seriously get moguled. You know, we're going to let Jerry Stevenson, we're going to let him bat here. We're up 4 runs. We'll let him take a cut. This is his first at bat of the season. Full count, and he strikes out looking. That's all right. It's all right. We got Tommy Harper up. Harper's 1 for 3 with a ribby. 0-2 count. And a base hit to right. Lund around third. No, we're not going to try to stretch that into a double against Callison. It is 7-2, Seattle. And we've got Hegan up. He's 0 for 7 in his career now. That's basically 2 starts with 3 strikeouts. So you know what? Let's try to steal second with Harper. I know we're up 5 runs in the 6th inning, but we cannot score enough runs, as we've learned with our bullpen. There's a stolen base for Harper. So at the very least, if Hegan gets a hit, that run will score. If he strikes out, no harm. Here we go. 2-2 count to Hegan. Oh, wow. Ground ball that gets past the third baseman, and Harper scores. Nicely done. 8-2. And that is the end of the day for Tommy John, giving up 8 runs, 6 earned. Only 3 Ks. They're going to bring in a guy with 2 first names. It's Don Dennis. 5 games this season. No record. 3 ERA. No walks. 2 Ks. Opponents are batting 136 against him. He's been good. Did we see him before? No, we have not seen him yet this year. Fastball tops out at 88 miles an hour. His curveball is the only pitch that's rated average or better. Overall, a 76 to 27-year-old lefty is in his 3rd season. I mean, look at this guy's face. He is 27 years old in 1969. He's 25 in this picture. He's 25 years old in this 1967 card. Wow. That's incredible, right? Okay. 2 down. Runner on first. Here's Rich Rollins. Not hitting and running this time. Letting him take a cut, and it's a ground ball to second. We put 3 more on the board. We head to the top of the 7th inning. 8-2, Seattle. Stevenson facing the bottom lineup. May's 2 for 2 in his career versus Stevenson. There's a ground ball to short, and Gordy tosses him out. 1 out, and Round Hansen strikes out. Dennis will not bat. They're going to let Pete Ward bat. Pete Ward, how is this guy not starting? What a great player he was. I guess he's had 3, I guess we could call them bad hitting seasons. This is the pitcher's era, but batting 216, you might lose your spot at third to Bill Melton, who was an up-and-coming player. And he strikes out swinging. So a good job by Stevenson. We're going to the bottom of the 7th inning. Jerry McNertney leading off against Don Osinski. Take a look at Osinski. He's bounced around quite a bit in his career. Did not even play in 68. Here he is in 69 for the White Sox. He's got the baby blues. Fastball tops out at 89 miles an hour. Changeup is his best pitch. He's got 3 pitches, though. Overall rated a 78. The 35-year-old righty is a free agent at the end of next year. Here we go. Jerry McNertney over 2 today with a walk. Well hit ball into center field. Caught near the warning track. 376 feet. 1 out. Tommy Agee up next. Ground ball to short. Held makes a good play for out number 2. And Wayne Comer flies out to right center field. I was holding my breath, thought that might fall in. By the way, at one point, very early on, the White Sox had 5 hits and we had none. Remember, Gordy Lund got our first hit. So that was in the 3rd inning, and now we've doubled them in hits today. We go to the 8th inning. Stevenson has pitched 2 good innings. We could take him out. We got 3 lefties coming up. So we're going to bring in John Morris. He is the one pitcher in our bullpen that I do not trust. Opponents are betting 333 against him. He's walked twice as many that he struck out. He does have a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, so we do have some hope for him. His fastball is rated in 82. The 27-year-old lefty goes to arbitration next year. But he's got to figure out a way to get the lefties out. So we'll bring him in here with a 6-run lead. Try to get these 3 lefties. Ground ball, base hit, past the shortstop, Lund. So the leadoff man is on. This is the problem with Morris. He's the one that's going to lose his spot when Barber comes back. Mudcat goes to the bullpen. And another hit. So, yeah, I mean, what is it about lefties that see John Morris so well? And, yeah, 3 straight singles from left-handers. So, bases are loaded. That's it for him. Look at his splits. Lefties are batting .615. He's given up 8 hits and 3 walks. That's, I mean, how is that possible? All right. We're going to bring in Diego Agee. This game is not over. I mean, this is a problem. I knew that could happen, but we're going to bring in Diego Agee. His 11th game. This guy's pitched a ton already. He doesn't give up a lot of hits, but he does walk a few. He's got to save. His forkball is his best pitch. And we need to get out of this jam. We'll give up a run for a double play. It is Woodie Held, the worst-rated hitter on the team. Bases loaded. Here we go. Full count. Yep. So there's a run. This game is going to be tough here. I mean, we're going to get out of it, but it's not going to be good. Ground ball to first. A double play. Another run scores. Oh, no, that was grounded 3-2-3. So they hit it to the best defensive player on the field. He was smart enough to go home, and then McNertney goes back to first for the double play, and he may get us out of the inning. That was amazing. Here's Bill Melton. He's already got a home run. The worst he could do here is a 3-run shot, and he's going to walk. Oh, no. A line drive to Hegan. Hegan doing it all in the field, and somehow we limit the damage to 1 run. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning with Fred Stanley leading off. Stanley strikes out looking. It's all right. He's 2 for 4 today. Here's the hero of the day, Gordy Lund. 3 for 3. Great shot, Gordo. Full count. Oh, he strikes out looking. So Osinski is coming firing here. We're going to let Agee bat and let him pitch the 9th inning. 1-2 count. First at bat of the year. He makes contact. The other 2 so-called batters struck out. So that's a win for Agee. We go to the top of the 9th inning, and it is the bottom third of the lineup. Here's Carlos May. He's 1 for 3 today. And a base hit to left. Come on, man. Runner on first. Ron Hansen. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. Striking him out. And they will pinch hit, as they should, for Osinski with Buddy Bradford. Take a look at his numbers there. More of a defensive outfielder. Good speed. 3-1 count. Oh, he was swinging. Oh, it's off the wall. What a rocket into right. There's a triple from Bradford that scores a run. So Bradford will score. That'll give us a chance to bring in Marshall, as Callison will probably get a hit. Yeah. So that'll give us a reason to bring in Marshall, as Callison hits a 2-run home run. Here's our closer. This was always going to happen. We'll get out of it now. But, yeah, that was always going to be the scenario. There's a ground ball to third. And Mack Jones. So some garbage time runs. We're not going to get upset about that. We'll take the victory as Seattle wins 8-6. Handshakes, butt slaps, not mistakes. Okay. No trade offers. Let's take a look at the standings. That was a good victory despite the ending, which, was unavoidable. It was always going to happen, those 4 runs. So, yeah, we're 2 games back at Oakland. Let's take a look at the headline news. Brainiac, baseball, daily beat. Nothing. There's nothing to see here. Everybody move along. Transactions. Jack Spring of the Dodgers is going to miss a couple of days due to elbow inflammation. Makes sense. He hasn't pitched in the majors since 65. So he's probably feeling it. All right. Let's pull up the box score and get out of here. Thanks for watching, guys. Like and or subscribe to the channel, por favor. Let's see here. Player of the game. I think we got to give it to Good Shot Gordo. 3 for 4, 2 runs, an RBI, and a double. The only extra base hit of the 10 hits. Look at that. As soon as I mentioned them not have us having twice as many hits, they get 6 on us in a row. Yeah, the bullpen was horrible, but that was partially my fault. Going to John Morris. I don't like bringing pitchers back out for a second inning. Siggy got blowed up. Mudcat Grant takes the win. He's 2-2 on the year. Mike Marshall comes in and gets the save. Tommy John, he gets rocked. That'll double his ERA to 1.93. Okay. That's going to do it. We're going to come back tomorrow with Game 2 of the 3-game series. Until then, everyone, have a great night.